Hello friends, welcome to the platform of Darshanik IAS. This is Akshay Kadam. So guys, thank you for showing your trust in my app, in my teaching and enrolling for this program. So guys, today we start this ethics program, and this ethics program, ethics lectures will be useful for your all UPSC preparation, and these ethics lectures will be useful for all your state services preparation who have the same syllabus like UPSC. So now in today's lecture and next few lectures, I am going to discuss with you overview of the syllabus and what we are going to study, how we are going to study, okay, and in what format I am going to upload the lectures, on which topics I am going to upload the lectures. And now considering this is a digital platform, generally the students' attention limit, okay, attention span when studying online is limited. So I will try to break down my lectures into 45 minutes to 1 hour range. Okay, so we will be differentiating, deconstructing entire ethics syllabus into small topics, modules, and I will record lot of these small modules. And overall, this program will go for almost 120 hours in that range. Okay, as per the need, I will be discussing this syllabus. And initially, we will be discussing all the topics of syllabus. And while discussing those topics of syllabus, I will also discuss with you the previous year question that UPSC asked. And if there is no previous year question on that particular topic, then I will discuss with you the questions that I framed. So after that particular topic, if there is any question that can come on this topic, we will take a model question at the end of every lecture and we'll discuss its answer. I will give you the brief outline of this answer that you can record, you can start writing that answer. So, and then you can send it to me for the evaluation purpose, and on WhatsApp, etc. I will share my number, and on that WhatsApp number you can then share your answer, and I will evaluate that answer and I will give you feedback also for those answers. So about this answer writing feedback part, I will discuss this with you separately, but right now we will be discussing, going ahead with the syllabus discussion of UPSC, what UPSC syllabus is all about and what is expected in those topics. We'll try to deconstruct this entire syllabus. Now, ये जो UPSC का सारा syllabus है is classified into three major parts: philosophy, psychology and administrative segment. And then later on, I will record three separate lectures and we'll discuss in philosophy segment what we are going to study in detail, in administrative segment what we are going to study in detail, topic wise we will enlist what we are going to study, and in administrative ethics what we are going to study, about case studies, which case studies we are going to discuss. Like that we will be discussing this entire syllabus in next 4-5 lectures, and then we'll start the actual classes. So this ethics paper, UPSC General Studies paper 4, and many state services like Assam, Arunachal and other have the same syllabus like UPSC. And now when you look at the topic name itself, the topic name is Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude. So ethics, integrity and aptitude is your entire paper's name. So ethics points largely to the philosophy part, or integrity points to philosophy part. Aptitude, okay, largely points towards the psychology part of the syllabus, and integrity, okay, is largely points towards the administration part, the integrity in administration from that angle. So, and now when we will be studying this syllabus, the entire syllabus of ethics, integrity and aptitude, two words which are not mentioned in the syllabus but I have mentioned here, that is conceptual and applied understanding. Now this is very important, okay, these two words, because when this ethics paper is totally different from your philosophy papers or other papers like history, geography, etc., where you have to write directly the content that you have studied. But in ethics paper, okay, you have to understand all the important thinkers, their ideas conceptually. Okay, you should be able to compare one thinker with another thinker, how one thinker's ideas vary from other thinker's ideas. So you should be very good at, okay, understanding these all thinkers. And so in my discussion of the ethics paper, whether it's a philosophy part or a psychology part or administrative ethics part, I will strongly focus on, okay, this understanding of the thinkers. Okay, conceptual understanding of thinkers. Even there is a psychology part where there are a lot of concepts related to value system formation, attitude formation, and many thinkers, okay, have given their theories about attitude formation, about emotional intelligence, etc. So there are a lot of philosophy thinkers, there are a lot of psychologists, there are a lot of administrative reformers. Their ideas are there, and we will try to understand these ideas conceptually in extreme detail, and we will also try to understand their comparison wise, how deontological thinkers are different than utilitarian thinkers, and so on. And this conceptual understanding, guys, is necessary, but is not enough. Okay, so you must have heard about this necessary cause and sufficiency cause. So this understanding of syllabus, learning about thinkers, reformers, philosophers, etc., is necessary, but is not enough, not sufficient. And what you need is an applied understanding of the syllabus. That means, because half of your paper of ethics is a case studies and case studies alone. And so whatever these thinkers, ideas you are studying in paper 1, you should be able to apply it in paper, in case study and answer writing. So section A may, whatever you are studying, this thinkers, reformers, you should be very good at knowing how they apply in today's context. Because UPSC nowadays don't ask questions in purely theoretical nature, that write a short note on Buddha's concept of Dwadash Nidan Chakra, write short concept, in short note on Kaivalya Gyana of Mahavira. The kind of question UPSC is asking this year in UPSC paper, ethics paper, they ask question that what teachings of Guru Nanak are applicable in today's society, are relevant to the today's society. Same way they asked question on Gautam Buddha few years back, that how Buddhist teachings are relevant in the contemporary society. So they are not asking you conceptually, okay, what are the Buddha's ideas, which thoughts he gave, but they are asking, and you have to write that which Buddhist ideas are applicable today, how they apply to society, how they apply to individual, etc. So even on Gandhi, when we discuss Gandhi, you don't have to understand Gandhi only conceptually, okay, but how Gandhi's ideas are relevant today. And that's why this applied understanding, how village republic concept is applicable today, how Satyagraha concept is applicable today, how these 7 social sins ideas, okay, that Gandhi gave are applicable in today's world, today's society. And so this applied understanding is very important part. And because of that applied understanding part, when we will be discussing this syllabus, I am going to discuss with you, okay, this application part in extreme detail, extreme depth. So while discussing this syllabus, I am going to give you so many examples, okay, of any idea. When we will discuss, we will link that idea with the day-to-day administration, day-to-day examples. I will give a lot of examples from my personal life, or examples even that I can come across on social media or in newspaper articles, etc. We will try to link this ethics concept even with the other GS papers, GS 1, 2, 3, history, geography, etc. And so by discussing lot of these examples, then you will get used to the idea, okay, of these thinkers, reformers, and how they are applied in today's society. And once you have the knack of applying these thinkers in day-to-day life, then automatically you will do very good in case study and answer writing, which is the half part of our syllabus. And so in our classroom discussion, our entire focus will be on conceptual understanding as well as applied understanding of the syllabus. Okay. So now, as I told you, that entire ethics paper is generally classified into 4 parts, I say. Okay, these 3 are more important: the philosophy segment of the syllabus, then psychology segment of the syllabus, and then administrative ethics or administration part of the syllabus. And in administrative ethics also there is one sub part, corporate governance. So ethics in the private organization. So ethics in public and private life, okay, or private organization and public organizations, okay, both we will consider under administrative ethics part. And then there is a major domain, major dimension, that is case studies. So we will be discussing the case studies also. So in the end we will be discussing lot of case studies, okay, more than 20-25 case studies I will try to discuss with you in the class, then as a 4th part of the syllabus. So overall this syllabus is in philosophy, psychology and administration. So now we'll go and go in detail of all these topics of the syllabus. So in philosophy part of the syllabus, guys, okay, the topic that UPSC has mentioned in its syllabus is ethics and human interface. Okay. नीति शास्त्र और मानवी संवाद, ethics and human interface. So this topic is very open-ended, very general topic, and that's why there is a huge or large number of debates come under this topic, that ethics and human interface. So first you have to understand definition of ethics, definition of morality, how this develops from human interface. In Manvi Samvad, in human interface, how ethics is related with our human life, our public life, our religious life, where we learn ethics from, where we learn morality from, and how this human interface plays the role in ethics and morality. And see this, ये जो human interface जो part है is very very important in ethics, ethics as such, because largely development of ethics, development of morality, जब हम क्लास में देखेंगे डिटेल में, you will understand, okay, nature, biology, okay, genotype has very less role to play in ethics, morality, and largely nurture, environmental determinism, okay, has more role to play. So what kind of nature we are part of, what kind of surrounding we are part of, what kind of society, culture, religion, nation we belong to, what kind of family we belong to, what kind of parents we have, what kind of constitution laws we are exposed to, determines this human interface, okay, determines our ethics and morality. And that's why this is very important part, that ethics and human interface. Okay, then topic goes ahead and topic says essence of ethics. So essence of ethics, ethics kya hai? What is ethics? Okay, it is a branch of philosophy. So what is the relation between philosophy and ethics? What is the relation between ethics and morality? So this essence of part, okay, what ethics is all about, okay, that we have to discuss. And then after that, there is a, in syllabus they mentioned determinants of ethics. What determines ethics? Where you learn ethics from? And there we will discuss a lot of open-ended debate, that from where we learn ethics from. Can ethics be taught? Okay, can ethics help create good individual? Can ethics help create good society? Okay, if ethics can be taught, then to what level we can develop ethics, the level of ethical development, level of moral development. So all these debates we will be discussing, okay, because your syllabus says the topic determinants of ethics, okay, what determines ethics, where we learn ethics from, etc. And then consequences of ethics in human actions. Okay, so consequences of ethics in human actions. Now this topic, in this topic we will have very simple debates. The consequence of ethics in human actions, that what will happen, okay, consequence, that if we are ethical, what will happen if we are not ethical? Okay, what if society, okay, runs by ethical principle, entire society? What if society doesn't run by ethical principle? If what is ethical for me is not ethical for the society, or what is ethical for the society, okay, is not in my interest, how I should achieve the balance between my ethics and societal ethics? Okay, or are there any advantages of being ethical in my personal life? Okay, if I am being unethical in my personal life, okay, and there are a lot of advantages of it, why should then I shouldn't be unethical? Okay, if I am ethical, okay, and still I am facing a lot of disadvantages, why should I stick to being ethical? Okay, all these kind of debates, questions, okay, that what consequences I will have, okay, of ethics in my life, in my human actions. This is also very significant part, important part of the syllabus. Then there is a topic called dimensions of ethics. Now this is topic has only 3 words, dimension of ethics, but it is a huge part of your syllabus. Okay, the largest part of your ethics paper comes under this heading, dimensions of ethics. Okay, so there are 3 major dimensions or 4 major dimensions of ethics. That is your normative ethics, meta ethics, descriptive ethics, and then applied ethics. And these 4 branches are very important. Okay, meta ethics or analytical ethics, this is the first branch that we'll discuss in detail. I will have separate recording on philosophy segment itself, where I will go further in detail of all these points. I am just now giving you overview of the syllabus. So in dimension of ethics, first is the applied ethics, meta ethics, analytical ethics. Okay, this is the highest level branch of ethical reasoning, where they discuss very open-ended debates about ethics. That where we learn ethics from, can ethics be taught, do we need God for morality? All these kind of debates come under meta-ethics. And in which there are some important debates, very important debates, that we need to study, because they are very much applicable in your case studies, etc. That whether ethics or morality is a universal concept or ethics or morality is a relative concept, okay, or whether ethics or morality is an objective construct or ethics or morality is a subjective construct. How ethics influences culture, all these debates, okay, come under this meta-ethics, the first branch of this, or first dimension of ethics, first branch of ethical reasoning. Then second branch is normative ethics, under which there is a huge syllabus, okay, and normative ethics talks about norms, rules, regulations. Do this, don't do this. Okay, this is right, this is wrong, this is correct, this is incorrect, this is moral, this is immoral. And this normative ethics branch, okay, under which you need to study huge number of philosophers, large number of philosophers, that is virtue ethics, consequentialist ethics, deontological ethics, rights ethics, ethical intuitionism, ethical existentialism, all these different branches of ethics, okay, you need to study under these dimensions of ethics. And then third branch under dimension of ethics is descriptive ethics. Now, descriptive ethics is not that much applicable for us in our day-to-day life, in day-to-day understanding, discussion. But yes, we will still study descriptive ethics little bit, okay, because it is one of the dimension, okay. So we will try to understand its relevance in ethics paper, and it will be small module, small segment that will be discussing descriptive ethics. And then there is a fourth branch, that is applied ethics. And applied ethics is very, very important, because whatever you are studying in ethics, its application, okay, is very important. If you can't create an ethical society, if you can't create a good society, then what's the point? Creation of ethical society is very important, and for that, whatever we have studied in meta-ethics, normative ethics, descriptive ethics, we should be able to use this knowledge to create a better world, to create a better society. And that's why application of ethics is very important. So in applied ethics, we will discuss some use of ethics in international relations, use of ethics in lawmaking, use of ethics in sports, okay, use of ethics in biomedical ethics, etc. So sports ethics, biomedical ethics, military ethics, all this organizational ethics, okay, ethics in governance, all this part that we will be discussing comes under this applied ethics branch. And so this dimension of ethics is very, very core topic. Huge syllabus comes under this one small segment. Then there is a topic ethics in private and public relations. Then we have to discuss ethics in private relations, okay, between individual and individual, or ethics in a public relationships. Public relationship means ethics in a society, societal ethics, ethics in governance, ethics in private organization, etc. Okay, so this topic, ethics in private and public relationship. So utility of ethics in personal life, in public life, that topic we will be discussing. And these 3-4 comes under the philosophy segment. Now this philosophy segment seems small, but 40 hours minimum, 35-40 hours of our classroom teaching, okay, we will be investing in this part. And this is very, very important part, where you will be learning about very awesome thinkers, philosophers, reformers, their ideas. And this part is not only useful in your ethics paper for this 50 marks ka ethics paper, even in essay paper, these thinkers are very, very important. You can use these ideas that you have learned here in philosophy segment in your essay also. Largely UPSC nowadays is asking lot of essays on a philosophy segment or from philosophical perspective, and that's why it will be very, very useful learning about those ethics thinkers in detail, okay, not only for 150 marks of ethics, but also for 150 marks of essay paper. Then, so next part of our syllabus is the psychology part of the segment. So now this in psychology part, there are 3-4 major topics, that is value system, attitude, emotional intelligence, okay, and social influence. So first topic is human values. So in this topic, we will have some general debates about what is beliefs, what is values, what is attitude, what are intention, interest, how these topics differ from each other, what is their interrelationship, how beliefs turn into value system, okay, or how values and attitude are separate from each other. And we will have a debate that if we have values, how they appear in the behavior, whether values reflect into behavior or they don't reflect into behavior. Okay, is there a gap between value, attitudes and behavior? Such a general debates that we'll discuss. So topic says human values, lessons from the lives and teachings of great leaders, reformers and administrators. Okay, so lessons from the lives of and teachings of great leaders, reformers and administrators. So we discuss this concept of values in general, and then large number of thinkers, okay, reformers or great leaders we will be studying in philosophy segment. But other than philosophy segment, there are many important reformers, thinkers that are there, that are useful or relevant in Indian philosophy, that we will try to study. So we will be studying Buddha, Mahavira, then we will be studying little bit about Adi Shankaracharya or Vedanta philosophy, Tulsidas, Kabir, all these people. Then in modern India, we will study about Rajaram Mohan Rai, we will study about Mahatma Phule, we will study about Swami Dayanand Saraswati, we will study about Swami Vivekanand, we will study about Acharya Arvind. And so all these important leaders, reformers and administrators, their ideas, okay. Then we will be discussing about Gandhi, Ambedkar, their thoughts, that we will be discussing under this topic. So we will try to understand values as a concept in psychology separately, and we will try to study this thinkers, reformers, etc. part separately. Then we will also discuss, so while we discuss values, then we will also discuss where we learn values from, okay, and whether it's a value, attitude, emotional intelligence, ethics, morality, all these things we study or we develop or we learn, okay, from the socializing agents. So when we discuss this socializing agents, what are these socializing agents? I will discuss with you 20-25 socializing agents in the class and how they shape our ethics, morality, values, etc. Okay, but here UPSC has given few socializing agents, that is role of family, society and educational institutions in inculcating values. Okay, so here they have mentioned only 3-4 socializing agents: family, how they inculcate values; society, how it inculcates values; and educational institution, how they inculcate values. Now they have given you these 3 socializing agents only, but in class we will discuss much more than that. We will discuss more than 20-25 socializing agents. Okay, so there we will discuss the role of family, parents, role models, peer group, media, social media, movie and entertainment industry. We'll discuss role of books, novels, readings, these novels, books, etc., their impact in inculcating value. We'll discuss the role of technology also in shaping the values, how technology shapes values. So that part also we'll discuss. Then we'll discuss the role of society, culture, religion, role of globalization, role of geography, role of constitution, laws, administration, role of economy, the economic background that we belong to, how it shapes our values. All this part, okay, we will be discussing. So this topic mentions only 3 values, but I will discuss with you more than 20-25 socializing agents from whom we develop values, okay, agents that inculcate values inside us. Okay, and now when we discuss this, now most of the time UPSC asks you question, okay, that write a short note on 3 important values that you think you have that will make you good civil servant. Like that they will ask you a question, okay, that write a short note on any 3 socializing agents who inculcate values inside us. Now if such a question comes, now guys, I will give you lot of tips while you will prepare for this ethics paper. But while we'll prepare for this ethics paper, okay, I will keep on giving you in entire our classes of 100-120 hours lot of tips. But one tip that I want to give you right now is that this is a competitive exam, and I will repeat this point many times. And there is one simple rule of competitive exam, okay, while writing an answer, write more than others, write better than others, and write different than others. Now how to write more than others, I will teach you later on in my classes, okay. But how to write different than others, so that you have to do. So just I want to give you one example of that. So if they ask you a question that write a short note on 3 socializing agents who inculcate the values inside us, they don't write these values that are mentioned in the syllabus. Don't write family's role, don't write society's role, okay, or educational institutions role, because most of the students who are appearing for the mains exam along with you, okay, must have studied about these agents. So instead of writing the same, write different agents. And there are much more powerful agents today that are shaping our values than even family, society or education system. And which are these agents? We will have very detailed discussion about those all agents. First is your social media. Then second is your technology. And third is your globalization. This all influence of whether to celebrate Valentine's Day or not, this new culture of jeans, t-shirts or MACD, KFC, leke, this westernization that is going on, it's a very dominant, strong force that is shaping our values today. This feminism, liberalism, all these ideas are coming to us with the globalization. So globalization is very strong force. Okay, hardly anyone will write on globalization. So if you write how globalization is inculcating value, how technology is inculcating value, and how the social media is shaping our value system, okay, your answer will be different and you will get a more marks. So you just have to consciously try, okay, writing more than others and writing different than others. Then in psychology part, there is a third part, that is attitude. Now, while discussing this previous part of values, we will have a discussion about what is values, what is attitude. We'll discuss their definition, how they are separate, how values and attitude are related with the behavior. Everything we will be discussing there. And then we will go separately, we'll deal with this attitude chapter. And in attitude chapter, we will discuss about the content of attitude, the first topic that they have mentioned. So content of attitude, so there is one theory or content and also structure of attitude. Okay, two separate but interrelated parts are there. So there is one ABC model of attitude: affection, behavior, cognition. Attitude is made up of these three, okay, parts: affection, that is your emotions; behavior, and cognitions, that is your thinking, belief. And all these three, okay, develop or create your attitude. So attitude contain these three A, B, C components, and how they are organized, structure. So these three components could be positive, could be negative, okay, or multiple attitudes, okay, can exist together. So this structure part that we'll also discuss. So characteristics of attitude, structure of attitude, content of attitude, these theories we will try to discuss. And while discussing all these theories, I will give you a lot of examples, okay, of day-to-day life and how these theories apply to your day-to-day life, that how your day-to-day attitudes towards cleanliness, towards corruption, towards any movie star that you like, towards any color that you like, and how these theories are related with your day-to-day life, that will keep on always focusing. Applied understanding that I told you. Then we'll discuss one cat's theory. What topic says is a function of attitude. So in content part, that is what attitude is made up of, that is A, B, C, these components. This part, function, that is why we hold attitudes. So there are four reasons, four functions for which we hold attitudes, and we'll discuss these four functions. That is knowledge function, utility function, okay, so knowledge function, utility function, then there is the ego defensive function and self-expressive functions. These four functions that we'll discuss in detail, okay, in this function part of the attitude. And then there is next part, that is its influence and relation with thought and behavior. Now this attitude, what is this relation with the thought and behavior? So there are two separate topics, that is influence of attitude in thought and behavior. How attitude influence our thoughts and behavior, and relation of attitude to thought and behavior. Okay, so not only how they influence, are they same, are they related? Are thoughts and attitudes same? And are behavior and attitude same or separate? And if they are separate, then what are the intervening factors? Okay, so does all attitude reflect into behavior, or only few attitudes reflect into behavior? So which attitude reflect into behavior and which attitude don't reflect into behavior? And if attitude don't reflect into behavior, why they don't reflect into behavior? All these debates we will have under this. So there is a very nice theory, awesome theory that we will be discussing in this part. That is theory, or in this part is the theory of reasoned action. Okay, so there is one Fishbane's one psychologist theory of reasoned action, and this theory is a very important part that will, once you understand this theory, you will understand this link between thought and behavior. And then next is topic is moral and political attitudes. Then topic separately mentions moral and political attitudes. Now they have only mentioned moral and political attitudes, but in our classrooms in our lectures, we will discuss more than 10-12 attitudes. We will discuss economic attitudes, social attitude, political attitudes, cultural attitudes, okay, all these moral, political attitudes. We will discuss scientific attitudes, economic attitudes. So I will discuss with you lot of moral and political attitudes. Then there is a concept of social influence and persuasion. Now, after discussing this all moral and political attitudes, here there is one topic which is not mentioned in the syllabus, but very, very important, that is related with the attitude part, is your stereotype and prejudice. So, when we discuss attitude, I will discuss with you the structure of attitude. That I told you, attitude could be positive, attitude could be negative. So, prejudice is also one type of attitude. And it is a negative attitude towards social group. ये कास्ट के लोग ऐसे होते हैं, उस धर्म के लोग वैसे होते हैं, इस देश के लोग ऐसे होते हैं. So all these negative attitudes towards the social groups are called prejudice. And so this, when topic says attitude, then automatically we have to study the subtopic, which is very, very important, stereotype and prejudice, because the understanding of this topic is very much going to be useful, okay, to your case study part also. UPSC has asked many case studies based on simple topic of this prejudices. Entire case study was on prejudice. So once they asked a case study that one Dalit cook has been appointed in a school, and so kids stop sending, okay, the cook to the higher caste people stop sending their kids to the school because Dalit cook is appointed there. And so now it will lead to drop in the attendance in the school of those kids. It will lead to then eventual closing down of the school, loss of jobs for the teachers and for everyone. So what you will do in this case study, how you will address this case study, this simple question or case study they asked, what you will do. So to understand in depth this case study, you need understanding of this stereotype and prejudice, how these prejudices develop, how these stereotypes develop, okay, how they get reflected in the society, and how we can address them. The ways to deal with those stereotypes and prejudices that you have to focus on. That is moral and, okay, the subtopic, stereotype and prejudice. And then there is a subtopic, social influence and persuasion. Okay. So this also is very, very important topic, social influence and persuasion. Okay. That is how persuasive communication plays a role in social influence. What are the components of communication? Okay, in which you have topic like source, audience, context of the message, channel of the communication, etc. All these debates that you need to discuss under persuasive communication. And also under social influence, there are many subtopics. These are quite technical subtopics, so we will directly discuss them in our recordings. So, but in social influence, we have to study some topics like conformity orientation, obedience orientation, then obedience to authority. All these small topics are there regarding social influence that we will be discussing in this topic of social influence and persuasion. This is a bit technical topic, so I will not go in detail now, but this is what this entire psychology segment of the syllabus is about. Now, next topic under psychology segment of the syllabus, and which is very important topic, that is emotional intelligence. Now, this emotional intelligence topic is very important because a lot of questions in section A and even in many case studies, you can use this understanding of this topic. So, in emotional intelligence, we will try to understand concept of emotional intelligence, the definition of emotional intelligence, how process of emotional intelligence works. Okay, so there is 4 branches of emotional intelligence or 4 processes. That is emotional perception, emotional understanding, emotional reasoning, and emotional management. So these 4 processes we will understand in detail, and how this emotional intelligence as a quality it actually works. And while discussing this concept of emotional intelligence, we will also try to understand its relation, okay, with another type of intelligences, that is social intelligence, analytical intelligence or IQ, what we call, and practical intelligence, and their interrelationship that we will discuss. And then after that, understanding this definition of emotional intelligence, its relation with other types of intelligences, how process of emotional intelligence works, there is one more very important topic, okay, that is components of emotional intelligence. So there are 5 components of emotional intelligence, okay, that is empathy, social skills, self-awareness, self-regulation, and intrinsic motivation. Now, while discussing these 5 topics, we will try to understand all these components in conceptually, their meaning, understanding in detail. And after understanding these components, that understanding of empathy, social skills, self-awareness, etc., we will try to understand how they are linked with the emotional intelligence. That if I have this quality, okay, how it will lead to development of emotional intelligence, and if I don't have this quality, then why I won't be able to act in an emotionally intelligent manner. And then if I have that quality, it will make me emotionally intelligent, but how this empathy and its link with emotional intelligence plays a role in administration. How if I have intrinsic motivation, it will lead to development of emotional intelligence, and how this intrinsic motivation and emotional intelligence plays a role in the administration. So I will try to link, okay, all these components with the emotional intelligence, and each of these components, okay, how they are applicable in the administration. So I told you applied understanding of ethics paper is very, very important. And why application? Because the next point itself in the syllabus says utility of emotional intelligence and application of emotional intelligence in governance and administration. So how emotional intelligence is applicable in governance, how emotional intelligence is applicable in the administration. So I will first discuss emotional intelligence application in general day-to-day life, then emotional intelligence application in general work life. So if you are working in a private organization or government, in general, how emotional intelligence plays a role in hiring, firing, promotions, rewards, etc., work performance, and so on. And then we'll discuss exclusively the role of emotional intelligence in public sector. Being an IAS, IPS, IRS, how emotional intelligence will help you in deal with the situation. So we'll discuss this application of emotional intelligence in governance as well as in the administration. Okay, so your emotional intelligence, this psychology part, that is very important. Now the next part is administrative ethics part of the syllabus. So now we will discuss this administrative part of ethics paper. Now in administrative part of the syllabus, the first topic is public or civil service values. Okay, public or civil service values. Now in your syllabus, they have mentioned few values. Okay, but there are many more values which are not there in the syllabus, and UPSC has even consistently asked question on those values. For example, nowhere in your syllabus UPSC has mentioned the word constitutional morality, but till now 2 or 3 times UPSC has asked the question on this topic of constitutional morality. So many times Supreme Court in its verdicts have used this word constitutional morality. So like that, there are many concepts, okay, which are not there, many civil service values which are not there, okay, but still you have to study, and those values will be the core focus of us in our these recordings, in these lectures. So public or civil service values and ethics in public administration, status and problems. Okay, so ethics in public administration, and what is the status, okay, what steps we have taken to ensure ethics in governance, and what problems that we have regarding the ethics. For example, in India, okay, you can't file, okay, whistleblower, or you can't blow the whistle with the anonymous complaint. Okay, in Whistleblower Protection Act, there is a protection, but anonymous complaints are or anonymous whistleblowers are not entertained. So how we can still, we need to understand what is the problems of ethics in administration, all these such problems, and what we can do to improve these conditions. Okay, so here we have to study the cases like electoral bonds. Okay, what are ethical issues in electoral bonds, status, what problem it is creating, how we can rectify electoral bonds, how we can make it more ethical in nature, or we need to explore options like public funding of elections, etc. So all these issues we need to discuss in this public civil service values. Then ethical concern and dilemmas in government and private institutions. Then what kind of dilemmas you face in the administration. Okay, for example, crisis of conscience, okay, that can arise in the administration, conflict of values, okay, like deontology ethics and utility ethics conflict with each other, your integrity, your own values and constitutional values conflict with each other, your religious values and constitutional values conflict with each other. So all these are topics we'll discuss in ethical concern and dilemmas in government and private institution. And then laws, rules and regulation and conscience as a source of ethical guidance. Then we'll discuss concept of ethical guidance. Okay, who guides you in administration, that you need to be ethical, you need to act ethical. So how our ethical behavior happens in the administration. Okay, what is this source of ethical guidance? Where we get ethical guidance from? So largely we get that from laws, rules and regulations. Okay, and along with that, your own conscience, your own value system, your own virtue ethics, okay, also plays a role in ethical governance. So here there is a two debates involved. Conscience as the source of ethical guidance and laws, rules and regulation as the source of ethical guidance. So these two debates are there. Okay, laws, rules and regulation as a source of ethical guidance and conscience. And this debate translates into two concepts, that is concept of ethical competence, that is conscience, and concept of ethical infrastructure, that is laws, rules, regulations, moral code of conduct, etc. So we need to focus on both if you want ethical governance. If you want good governance, ethical administration, then you need to focus on both the aspect, ethical competence and ethical infrastructure. And in ethical competence, you need to focus on law, you need to focus on developing values in an individual. Okay, these civil service values like integrity, probity, objectivity, impartiality, okay, non-nepotism, all these values, okay, economy, efficiency, effectiveness, compassion, empathy, all these values you need to develop. You need good people in governance. You need people like Gandhi, Ambedkar in administration. Okay, but this is not guaranteed all the time that every person in administration is like Gandhi or Ambedkar. Then you need, okay, ethical infrastructure. And ethical infrastructure that is needed is what is laws, rules, constitution, regulations, moral code of conduct, civil service code of conduct rules, okay, accountability structure, transparency structure, RTI, whistleblower act, etc. So this debate is very, very important part of our syllabus, ethical competence versus ethical infrastructure. Then accountability and ethical governance. So usi subpart is accountability in governance. Accountability and ethical governance. So there are a lot of such words in your administrative syllabus, integrity, probity, objectivity, accountability, etc. And whenever we will come across all these terms, our approach in our lectures will be first to understand the term conceptually, like accountability, etc. And then after understanding the term conceptually, okay, we will focus on what is the status, okay, what steps we have taken to ensure accountability, what else can be done to ensure accountability, and if there is accountability in governance, what is the advantages? If there is no accountability in governance, what are the disadvantages? Okay, so here we will discuss in accountability, okay, two topics, that is internal accountability, external accountability, etc. And same way, accountability, and there is one more concept, transparency. Accountability and transparency both are considered two pillars of a good governance. So if you need good governance, you need to do one, you need to ensure accountability. If you need good governance, you need to ensure transparency. And these are not the only things under good governance. Good governance is a very wide concept that we'll study in detail. So social audit, citizen charter, many such things come under good governance. But accountability and transparency are two important principles, okay, pillars of the good governance. So both we will be studying. First we will be studying accountability, its meaning, okay, definition, its advantages, if it is not there, disadvantages, and how to inculcate accountability, how to ensure accountability, and types of accountabilities, internal, external, etc. Then strengthening of ethical and moral values in governance. Then how you can strengthen this ethical moral values in governance. How you can develop conscience. How we can develop ethical competence. So here we will discuss the concept of ethical training, okay, development of ethical reasoning, ethical training, ethical guidance, okay, or the strengthening of these ethical values, and how you can do that. So this UPSC paper is one way government wants to strengthen ethical values, that those people who are joining administration should at least know the basic concepts of equality, equity, constitutional morality, etc. So when UPSC is expecting you to study this ethics paper, okay, and appear for the exam and get good marks, what they want or what they are doing is the first task of ensuring ethical competence. All students who will crack the exam will be ethically competent. So this strengthening of ethical values, moral values topic focuses on this ways, and one of the ways is development of ethical competence. Another way is development of ethical infrastructure, that is laws, rules, regulations, etc. And so both the way, through ethical competence and ethical infrastructure, we strengthen the ethical values. So this is very interrelated debate, but very important part of our discussion. Then there is a next topic, probity in governance, concept of public service, or philosophical basis of governance and probity. Okay, so we will be discussing probity in governance. Okay, philosophical aspects or basis of probity in governance. So now, probity is very important concept. Now, while discussing probity, first you need to understand all this concept, how they are separate from other terms. So you will come across many other terms like integrity, honesty, integrity, probity, objectivity. All these terms have a clear-cut specific meaning, and we will focus on understanding those clear-cut meanings of those words. Definition part first. So accountability. Accountability means holding someone legally responsible for performing duty. Okay. So when you hold someone legally responsible to perform a duty, okay, it is called accountability. And accountability is of two types: internal, external, etc. Same way integrity. Integrity means wholesomeness of character. Okay. Integrity is same, the concept of integrity in your ethics paper. Okay. Same is the concept of integrity in engineering topics. So this is a lack of integrity. This is integrity. So integrity is a wholesomeness of character. Now probity is higher than integrity. You might be integral person. Okay, I don't do corruption, I don't use government car for my personal use. Integral character. Okay, but probity is I don't do corruption, I don't use government cars for my personal use, but I don't let other people also do the corruption. That's probity. I will not let other people do the corruption, and that's why integrity and probity. Then information sharing and transparency in government. Okay, right to information, code of ethics, code of conduct, that is also important part of syllabus. And in probity, not only we have to discuss this concept of probity, why it is important, okay, in governance. That is also very important part. So we will discuss how to ensure probity in governance, what are the different mechanisms through which government is trying to improve probity in governance. And this is the highest level concept. That's why UPSC exclusively mentions in your syllabus the probity. And then information sharing and transparency. I told you, for good governance, you need transparency. For good governance, you need accountability. For good governance, you need probity. Okay, so accountability and transparency. So separately they have mentioned the topic transparency, and how you can ensure transparency, increase transparency through information sharing. How you can ensure accountability, okay, hold people accountable for their actions through information sharing. Okay, and so information sharing and transparency eventually leads to accountability, and so that topic is very important. So information sharing, accountability, transparency in governance, and right to information, so which we have the law. So we'll discuss overview of the right to information and codes of ethics and code of conduct. Okay, this is also a topic that they have mentioned, code of ethics and code of conduct. Now, what is code of ethics? What is code of conduct? I will just give you the hint of that. So, code of ethics is a general guidelines. Okay. Code of conduct is the part that is legally applicable. You can't, you don't have choice not to act on that rule. If you don't act or act as per code of conduct, there will be legal action against you. So code of conduct is a legally bound part. Its legal validity is more stronger. While code of ethics is a general guidelines that you should come to office on time. Okay, you should not waste your time in office. You should complete your task in time, etc. So even if you don't follow that, someday it is okay. If you are late to the office, it's okay. But doing corruption, okay, you will be held legally accountable. So policies, there are clear-cut policies, laws, rules regarding corruption, and that's why corruption is a legal obligation, and not doing corruption, there will be action against you. Okay, and that's why this comes under code of conduct. So in India we have law, Civil Service Code of Conduct rules 1963. We'll discuss that law in detail when we'll discuss this information sharing, code of ethics and code of conduct part. Then there is citizen charters, work culture and quality of service delivery. Okay, then this topic citizen charter is very important. Now in your syllabus, in administrative ethics syllabus, this topic is not mentioned separately, but we need to study, that is good governance. And this good governance, how to ensure good governance? There are a lot of ways to ensure good governance: transparency, accountability, probity, etc. I told you. And under that, there is also one way to ensure good governance is citizen charter. You are running administration for the people. The definition of democracy itself is of the people, by the people, for the people. Okay, then you need to run the government for the people. Then you need to clearly chalk out what your government is going to provide to the people, in what time frame, in what cost. Okay, and if government fails to deliver that, what will be the protection to the citizen, etc. And so all these citizen charters, okay, is a document that mentions all these policies. So citizen charter is very, very important part of good governance, and we will discuss that, and how citizen charter leads to improvement in work culture. Okay, how citizen charter is linked with work culture, and how it improves the quality of service delivery. Okay, Sevottam model, that also we will discuss under this topic. So how citizen charter or other steps we can take to improve the quality of service delivery, how we can enhance quality of service delivery. So quality of service delivery we can enhance through going online, through digitization, for taking decision more based on data analytics, etc. Okay, collecting right amount of data, more data, and through data analytics, etc. Also we can ensure the this good governance. So quality of service delivery is also very important part. Then there is a topic called utilization of public funds. Okay, so under that we will discuss misutilization of public funds and underutilization of public funds. Okay, if you misutilize public fund, that is also an ethical thing, and it is kind of corruption only, misutilization. But underutilization, if you don't use the government's fund, you have taken loan, Indian government has taken loan from World Bank and government is paying interest for that, and that loan government has given to you as the district collector, and you don't use that efficiently, you misutilize it, or you don't utilize it, keep it pending, underutilize it. Both are wrong things. And that's why under this topic we will discuss this misutilization of public funds, underutilization of public funds, and what can be done, okay, to ensure proper utilization of public funds, and ethics. And related to this is the topic called challenges of corruption. And here we will discuss the definition of corruption, types of corruptions, causes of corruptions, again what steps that can be taken to deal or address the corruption, and what are the ways corruption gets measured. So 4 or 5 topics we will discuss. Okay, definition of corruption, types of corruption, causes of corruption, impacts of corruption, and types of corruption, and ways to deal with the corruption. So these 6 topics we will discuss under this topic of challenges of corruption. Then UPSC separately mentions the topic aptitude and foundational values of civil service. Now see, already they have mentioned here in the beginning public or civil service values. But now here again they are saying aptitude and foundational values. So what is this relation between public and civil service value and foundational values? Now see, there are some values. When we say aptitude, okay, abhiyogyata, aptitude, it is something inside you. Okay, so objectivity is a value that is inside you. You take decision objectively. Integrity is a value inside you. So large number of times the values that are in governance, okay, they originate from inside that administrator. As IS, IPS, IRS, you have those values inside you. But that's not alone enough. There are some values that that are part of an organization, organizational structures. Okay, that there shouldn't be misutilization of funds. There should be transparency in government. This RTI, etc. They are the laws who ensure transparency. There should be accountability. So there are laws for accountability. So this accountability, transparency, dealing with the corruption, utilization of public funds, etc. These are the values of an organization. And then there are values that are inside you. Okay, values inside an individual, inside an administrator. And this topic exclusively focuses on that part, aptitude, the foundational values, okay, for the civil service. So simply, okay, aptitude is not only exam or topic of UPSC. You have aptitude papers, okay, CSAT kind of papers, even for engineering colleges, for medical colleges. So in your engineering colleges, in your medical colleges, okay, when you give entrance test, aptitude test, what they want to know, that you, whether you will be good doctor or bad doctor, वो बाद में देखा जाएगा. But even to be a doctor, do you have basic aptitude, basic knowledge of a medical field? Do you have basic knowledge of engineering at least? Okay. So that basic thing that you should have as a doctor, okay, is considered in a aptitude. Okay. And that's what then, to be a IAS, IPS, IRS, as a civil servant, bureaucrat, some values that you need to have inside you, okay, and these values are called aptitude or foundational values. And your syllabus mentioned few aptitudes, like you should be integral officer, you should be impartial, because you can have any, you follow any caste or religion, or you don't follow religion, or you could be atheist person, okay, so it doesn't matter what is your caste, class, sex, religion, etc. Okay, you need to be a impartial individual. When you are working for the government, then you should have a national outlook. Doesn't matter which person comes in front of me, what is his caste, class, sex, religion, place of birth, I will treat each and every individual with impartiality. I will treat each and every individual with neutrality. So impartiality is a value that is inside you, that you need to be impartial, you need to be integral, okay. Then you need to be non-partisanship. You shouldn't favor anyone, you shouldn't disfavor anyone, you need remain neutral. Okay, you don't do any kind of favoritism, cronyism, patronage. On duty, nepotism on duty. So this is value inside you. And these values make you good civil servant, and that's why they are the foundational values. Okay, then objectivity. Every decision you take objectively on a parameters. Why I gave contract to this person, not to that person? Objectivity. Every decision I take objectively. That is value inside you. You don't let your opinions, beliefs, likes, dislikes, preferences impact your decision. Every decision you take is by clear-cut criteria, category, merit. That's your objectivity. Then there is a dedication to public service. Okay. Now dedication to public service, you should be dedicated, committed civil servant. Okay. You shouldn't be the police officer who only takes action after crime has happened. You should be a police officer who don't let the crime happen, who improve the policing, who improves the governance, who does proactive policing, not just reactive policing. And this proactive governance can only happen when in bureaucracy there are people who are dedicated. Okay. So dedication, commitment is a very important part. And then there is a concept called empathy. Okay. So you need to be extremely empathetic as a civil servant. Because when you are running a country, there are people, oppressed people, exploited people, victims of crime, etc. People from weaker sections. And you need to, or victims of disaster, natural calamities, etc. Victims of crime, war, etc. And you need to be extremely sympathetic, empathetic, and compassionate towards these people. So when we discuss this, all these values, then again we will follow the same approach. What is the meaning of those values? If these values are there in the administration, what is advantage? If they are not there, what is disadvantage? And then how to improve these values in the governance, how to improve, inculcate these values. So this same structure we will discuss. So empathy, sympathy. So what is sympathy? Okay, sympathy is feeling of pity. Empathy is a higher level understanding. It's not feeling of pity. You understand the pain of other person, feel the pain of other person. Compassion, usse bhi higher level value, where you don't only feel the pain of other person, you go around exclusively, okay, to address the pain of other person. You deal with the pain of other person, try to remove the cause of the suffering, then that is a compassion. Okay, and so empathy and compassion towards weaker section, tolerance to different ideas, values, religious beliefs, etc. So these are the foundational values. These values should be inside you. Okay, that will make you good civil servant. And here syllabus have mentioned these values: integrity, probity, non-partisanship, and a few. But there are many values that are not there in the syllabus, but they are very, very important for our preparation. And so we will discuss them. Okay, also those values, like you should be dynamic civil servant. You should have leadership styles. So we will discuss 3 leadership style: strategic, innovative, transformational leadership. You should have constitutional morality inside you. So there are many such values that are not there, but we will discuss. And these values are that we are going to discuss. Some are there mentioned in the syllabus, but there are many which are not in the syllabus but are very, very useful. Okay. And so I told you already that this course that you have enrolled and you trusted me, okay, then be totally careless. Just study all these lectures carefully, listen to them carefully, follow all the tips I give you, then you don't need to study anything else. This is your one-stop solution for all your ethics and essay course that also will be uploaded, and that will be enough for all your essay and ethics courses needs. So foundational values of civil service or important principles of public life or civil service values or civil service aptitude. And there are many of these values that we'll discuss in detail, like selfless service, integrity, probity, accountability, responsibility, transparency, objectivity, impartiality, political neutrality, dedication and commitment, perseverance, responsive governance. Okay, all these values we will discuss. Some are mentioned in the syllabus, some are not, like perseverance, responsiveness. They are not there in the syllabus, but we'll still discuss them in very much detail. उसके अलावा there are many values that are not mentioned but are very useful, and so fairness and justice, then equality and equity. Okay, so there are 8 E's of governance, that is economy, efficiency, effectiveness, equality, equity, ethos, ethics, and engagement. All these values we will discuss. Then professionalism in civil service, empathy, tolerance, these 2 are they have mentioned, but these 3 are not there, but we will discuss them in detail because their is very, very important for your ethics paper. Then compassion towards weaker section. Okay, then economy in governance, efficiency in governance, and effectiveness in governance. This economy, efficiency, effectiveness, equality and equity, ethos, ethics, and engagement. All these values are very important, so we'll discuss them in detail. And then there is one civil service orientation. You should be a have civil service orientation, because the job, the exam ka name itself says civil servant, and you should have the mentality of a servant to serve the people. Okay, but in India, unfortunately, we lack that value. Instead of civil service value, in India, people have master value. They consider themselves that are masters in the bureaucracy, not servants in the bureaucracy. And this breeds the problem of a Mai Baap Sarkar. And so what this issue of Mai Baap Sarkar, master mentality, and why we need civil service mentality. So this is also very important concept, though not mentioned in syllabus. Okay, I told you, we will cover everything very comprehensively. Then there is a dynamism in civil service. Then leadership styles, strategic, innovative, transformational leadership. These 3 are also very important. Strategic leadership styles. We will discuss what is strategic leadership, innovative leadership, transformational leadership in detail. There are many leadership styles in administration, PubAd, or in psychology, etc., or in MBA that you will study. But these 3, I think, are very, very important for administration purpose. As a bureaucrat, you should have this. So we'll discuss these also in detail in class. Then we'll discuss concepts like ethical competence, ethical conscience, ethical reasoning. Okay, and other concept that I already mentioned, ethical infrastructure. And we'll discuss how to develop this organizational ethical competence, okay, and organizational ethical infrastructure. And also we'll discuss the concept of moral code of conduct. Okay, organizational code of ethics and organizational code of conduct both lead to moral code of conduct. So if you need to ensure moral code of conduct in organization, you need to ensure organization has code of ethics policy, organization has for employees code of conduct policy. So code of ethics policy for organization, code of conduct policy for employee, both combined ensures moral code of conduct or moral governance. So that part we will discuss in detail. Then we discuss some unique or separate values. Okay, they are also very important, and many case studies are related with those concepts. And this is discretionary power. As a bureaucrat, you have a lot of discretionary power. Okay, as a police officer, if someone comes to register an FIR, okay, from investigation till conviction, you have hell lot of discretionary powers. And same way, okay, in these discretionary powers, as a judge, whom to give bail, whom not to give a bail, whom to give police custody, whom to give judicial custody. Okay, there is a hell lot of discretionary powers that are enjoyed by the bureaucracy, and that's why what is discretionary power, what are its advantages, why we need to give it, what is the dangers, why it is called necessary evil, and if it is necessary evil, then how we can ensure discretionary power gets used, okay, implemented in a good way. So we discuss that discretionary power concept in detail. Then there is a conflict of interest. This is also very important topic, conflict of interest. Okay, in administration, okay, you as an individual and you as a bureaucrat, you can have this conflict of interest. So you as an individual, conflict of interest, and you as a bureaucrat, means you are a police officer in a police station and a girl comes to file a FIR against your own son. Now there is a conflict of interest as a father and as a police officer, and that's why this conflict of interest is a very, very common day-to-day natural part of this administration. So how to address that, how to deal with that, we will discuss in detail. Then there is a concept of public conscience. Okay, so Ambedkar in his Constituent Assembly debates, okay, most of the time talked about this issue, public conscience, and where he mentioned that if constitution is to survive, if democracy is to survive, then people need to have this value, public conscience, as a citizen or as a bureaucrat. So what is this public conscience? That topic we'll discuss in detail, and then we'll separately discuss the concept of good governance and what ARC, Second Administrative Reform Commission, the recommendation it gave about the good governance. Then we'll discuss some unique concept that generally Supreme Court uses in its debates. So one day I was listening to D.Y. Chandrachud's speech, and in that speech he coined 2-3 terms, and we'll discuss all such terms. So terms he coined are constitutional morality, constitutional identity, and constitutional dynamism or constitutional fluidity. Then we'll discuss these terms in detail. Also, he once talked about concept of triple chain of collective responsibility. We will even discuss that concept of triple chain of collective responsibility. Okay, and so these are some unique concepts which are not there in the syllabus but are very, very important, and we will have comprehensive discussion of those topics. Then ethical issues in international relation and funding. This is also very important topic. This year in 22's exam, UPSC asked question on this topic. So what are the parameters that need to be followed when we give this international aid or during signing any international partnerships, agreements, etc. Okay, and that's why this ethical issues in international relations is very important. Now China, most of the manufacturing that happens in China, okay, it has been found they are tampering with the electronic devices, doing spying, etc. And that's why India government has decided to come up with the trusted telecom portal. And only those products or hardware from trusted sources can only be used in the telecom sector of India. So in this partnership, these issues are very important. Okay, most of the time India abstains from international voting in United Nations. India abstained from Ukraine, Russia wars voting related to in United Nations. India abstained from Palestine-Israel's crisis, the voting there also. So is it ethical? This stands that Indian government takes in international scenarios, are they ethical or not? So all such debates we will have under this topic, ethical issues in international relation. Okay. Then there is a topic of corporate governance and business ethics. This is also very important topic that we need to study. UPSC exclusively mentions corporate governance, what we call business ethics, because when you are bureaucrat, IS, IPS, you are not only civil servant. Most of the time you need to be, okay, a private servant. Now what I mean by private servant, or you need to work as a MD, CEO of a private organization, because the IS gets appointed in SEBI, IRDA, Bank of Maharashtra, SBI. So when he gets appointed in the private sector banks, he is also there, okay, have to act there as a MD, CEO of that organization, of that public sector undertaking. So being IS is different than being MD, CEO of a bank, and that's why how private sector organizations work, what are the ethical principles they need to follow, how their organization and governance is different. All this part we need to discuss under this corporate governance. So here we will discuss some unique concept like corporate social responsibility, okay, third party ethics, equal opportunity employer, corporate citizenship, okay, triple bottom line approach, integrity pact. All these concepts we'll discuss under this corporate governance. And then the last topic, that is case studies on the above issues. And then whatever we are going to study in this entire paper, we will be using this data in solving lot of case studies. So how to use all this data into case study, that we will discuss in last few lectures. So we'll discuss all different types of case studies, how to structure the answer for those case studies, and then we'll directly discuss some different case studies from different areas. 20 different case studies from different areas, like child labor, child trafficking, sexual harassment at workplace, then case study related to stereotype, prejudice, mob management, disaster management, corporate governance ka case study, etc. So whatever 6-7 case studies UPSC will ask you in paper, at least 2-3 will be from those areas, overlapping areas, and you should be able to do very good in those case studies. That will be my, I will try to do, my attempt will be to cover these different case studies from different areas, and we'll discuss their model answer, and I will teach you in a very simplified way how to use all those thinkers in the case studies. So that's all for now. And so guys, I will also take separate lectures. Next 3 lectures will be on philosophy, psychology and administrative segments. So we'll discuss that philosophy segment of our syllabus and what I am going to discuss in the class. What theories, what concepts, entire overview of what we discuss in the class, we will discuss in those separate lectures. So in this lecture, I gave you general outline of the UPSC syllabus. But now, as per this UPSC syllabus, what we are going to discuss in the class, topic-wise list, that I will give. So I will record 3 different lectures about philosophy segment, psychology segment, administrative segment. You check those lectures out, and then I will take one lecture regarding how I will upload the notes and how we can interact with each other, WhatsApp number, etc., where you can send your answers for evaluation, and I will try to give you feedbacks on that. So that part about the course, I will record 4 lectures, one more lecture. So after this 4 more lectures, then we will start the content discussion from the first topic of ethics, morality, and so on. So thanks for listening, guys, and stay tuned.